Hey, Adam McKenzie here from the 4-Hour Trainer and the IPL Effect. And today I guess I'm going to have a bit of a rant. And I don't really often like to have a bit of a rant, but I've had a few conversations with a few people this week, and I've seen a few things on Facebook as well, and it just made me realize why I guess a lot of people aren't successful, and maybe, even reflected back a bit myself about why at certain times in my life I haven't been as successful as I've wanted to be. And the biggest thing I can say with why some people are very successful, why some people aren't, is it's not luck, it's not necessarily skills, it's not your abilities versus somebody else's abilities, or even necessarily your knowledge versus somebody else's knowledge, right? What it is, is it's commitment. It's commitment to consistent actions. And when I say I'm going to have a rant, I've been really pissed off a few times this week at just the attitudes that I see sometimes out there of people who expect everything but aren't prepared to do what's needed to do it. And I read a great quote this week in one of the books I'm reading at the moment, and it was from Michelangelo, and he said, if people knew how much work went into all of my creations, they wouldn't even think they were that special or that amazing. And what he's trying to say there is that everyone looks at these marvels, or they look at the end result, or they look at what somebody's achieving, or they look at a dream they want or a lifestyle they want, and that's what they focus on, which is great. Always focus on the end result. But what they forget about is what it takes to get there. The level of commitment, the level of, like I said, consistent action, to get there. And that's why half the time most of the people that and I know don't get there, because they're not prepared to do that consistent action, but yet they want the end result. And it's this, conflict the whole time, because they're constantly saying that they want to achieve this, and they're talking about it and they're thinking about it, but they're not doing it. And I've discussed this topic a few times in a few different ways, but one of the things that really gets under my skin is this sense of entitlement. It's this entitlement that I bought this product, I should be making this money, or I bought this course and I should already know how to do it. But when I ask them, have you watched this video? Have you gone through the course? Have you tested out what you've just learned in that product or that course? How do you even know if it works? Maybe it worked for them, but it doesn't work for you. Or here's an email that worked really well for my membership base, send it out to your membership base. And look, if it doesn't work instantly, suddenly people are pissed off. And it's that sense of entitlement, like I already sent it out, but I got no results, so it must be shit, or, it doesn't work. Like, if I gave up that easily, those emails would never have been made. I wouldn't know half the things that I know now. I wouldn't be able to help half the amount of people that I would be able to help if I had that sense of entitlement, or if I had that attitude that, I expect a certain result before I've done the hard work, or before I've trialed it out, or I've done something for 2 weeks and suddenly I think I should be an expert, and I demand to be making X amount of money in the next however long. Or, you have these unreal and unfair expectations, and the biggest issue with that is not the fact that you have high expectations, it's the fact that you don't make yourself accountable for them. You don't look within, you look outside. You don't look at what did I do, what was I responsible for doing to achieve that outcome, versus I should have just had it. And it's not until you look inside and you look at what has got you to where you are, and also what you need to do to get where you want to go. And everyone as human beings has this internal battle going on all the time, because we want so many things, especially in this day and age, and we want them instantly, more than ever before. Everything is instant meals, instant this, instant online banking, instant everything. And look, I love it. I love the fact that there's so much leverage and so much opportunity for knowledge and things on the internet and communication, but the principles of achieving things and acquiring things hasn't changed. Everything's about make money fast and do this in 30 days, and advertising. Everyone's advertising, lose 10 pounds in 2 days by drinking this one pill. It's unrealistic. And somehow through the marketing and the psyche and everything that's going on, we've forgotten about the core principles that it takes to achieve greatness, to achieve success, to acquire knowledge, to do all of the things that you need to be able to do, all right, to end up where you want to end up. And when I say I'm having a rant, I just stop bullshitting yourself. Like stop being that person who looks outside for why things haven't happened and tries to blame people or tries to demand certain things that, like I said, I bought this course and I should already have this, outcome. Rather than I only started working on it last week, but now I want to be making 28 grand in the next 2 weeks. Like something like that to me is just somebody hasn't put the work in, they haven't put the effort in, they haven't been there consistently, they're not doing the things that they need to do to learn the lessons or to gain the skills that they need to be able to manage the amount of money or whatever it is at the next level, but yet they're happy to demand it. And like I just think when I say stop bullshitting yourself, if you're looking at an end result and if you at any point blame something else or someone else for why you haven't acquired it, got it, achieved it, however you want to position it, then you're bullshitting yourself, because you are the only person that is responsible for achieving what you've achieved. You can have mentors, you can buy products, you can read books, you can do all those things, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't have it, it's on you. It's not on anybody else, it's on you, okay? And sometimes the best gift that you can give yourself is to not achieve it, okay? Because by not achieving it, you've learned what you, one, shouldn't be doing anymore or don't need to do anymore, and two, you've learned what you can do now and what will give you the end result that you want. So you gain that lesson, and that takes commitment and investment, and sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's time based, sometimes it's emotional investment in what you're doing, and you can't jump from A to B without that middle point. If you do, you won't gain the skills and the knowledge and the belief and the integrity, okay, that you need to maintain that or to keep achieving at that level. And there's been certain times in my life where it's the same thing, like I've wanted the end result, and you see this quick, do this and do that, or I'll take somebody's swipe and I'll try it out, and it didn't work. I mean, I had a mentor once that I paid $35,000 a year for. He owned 5 gyms, okay? This is just the industry I was in. He owned 5 gyms. I literally got a website built through his company, it cost me 15 grand, okay? I did marketing material, flyers, like I literally probably spent another 15 grand just on marketing material within the first 6 months with this company based on everything he told me. All right, and guess how well it worked for me? It didn't. It didn't work at all. I got shit return to no return, and it was a lot of money that I didn't have at the time. But I learned that. I learned that it was a freaking expensive lesson, but I learned that he wasn't either the right mentor for me, or by the marketing material that I used, it didn't work, okay? It didn't mean necessarily he was wrong, because it did work for him, but for my industry and my niche and my clientele and the people I was trying to attract, it didn't work. So I had to tweak it, I had to adjust it. But if I didn't spend the money, if I didn't do those things, if I didn't implement it, I would not have learned. I wouldn't have known that, and I wouldn't have been able to quickly change direction, market a different way, look for other information, look for other systems. Okay, if I sat there blaming him, if I sat there blaming him and, oh God, I spent all this money and I didn't get any return or anything else, it's utter bullshit. I'm so grateful that I worked with him. I'm so grateful that I had that lesson, because it taught me other things. Same with every course. Like I just spent, close to another 3 grand this month on courses alone. Books, I read 2 books a week. I don't care sometimes if the book is crap. If I can get one thing out of it, okay, one little gold nugget, or it makes me think of something a different way, okay, so that I can then put into action, I can implement, test out, try, share with somebody else, teach somebody else, reiterate some of the core values and beliefs that I have, it's worth it, okay? And that's because at the moment, I'm trying to look at everything from the inside out. Whatever my end result is a direct reflection to what I'm working on within myself, with my own skill set, my own, abilities, my own knowledge, my own commitment to action. I'm responsible for all of that. And by starting to look at your outcomes from the inside out, you'll get a huge shift in how you go about achieving what you achieve in your life, and what it will mean to you, and the ability to be able to replicate it over and over again, because it wasn't somebody else's thing. It wasn't something someone just taught you, that one thing that you implemented that made all the difference. It was what you learned by implementing that one lesson, or by watching that product, or by trying something that didn't work, or by investing in a product because you want the end result. You didn't just invest in it because you wanted the end result, and where is it? I didn't put any work in. I've gone through that enough during this rant. So the biggest thing I want to leave you with, guys, is just stop looking outside, start looking inside. And one of my favorite words, and I'm actually going to I got a bit of a tattoo addiction, but my next tattoo is going to be the word and the Japanese symbols for Kaizen. All right? And what Kaizen means, and some of you might already know this, is it's constants, a Japanese philosophy, all right, that basically means that you always want to spend your life with constant self-improvement on body, mind, and soul, okay? And if you can approach every day and everything you do thinking, how can I improve in that little bit, that slight edge, that little extra step to get you to where you want to get to, okay, to make the adjustments that you need to along the way, okay, you're going to be the person that you want to be, and you're going to achieve everything that you want, okay? And until you do that, you're always going to be somebody that looks outside, and you're going to have a lot of people to blame. You're going to go through a lot of different fear, anxiety, self-criticism, blame, not taking responsibility for things. It's poisonous, okay? And it's going to affect everything that you do. It's going to affect how you feel more than anything else, because you're not taking responsibility for it. So that's my rant. Hopefully you guys take something out of that, because whether it's online, whether it's in your physical business, whether it's with your own personal health, whatever it is, just think of the word Kaizen. Think of what it means, Kaizen, all right? Think about what it means and what it means to you. And sometimes it takes a slap in the face. It takes a hard punch sometimes to make you wake up a little bit and go, do you know what? I'm responsible for this. I need to do something about this. There's no point in me yelling at anybody else or finding someone else to blame. At the end of the day, it's on me, all right? And until you accept that, it's always going to be on you. All right, guys, have a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you soon and seeing how you're now taking responsibility for your own success.